has thrust Ghanaian exporters into uncertain territory, with fears of lost preferential access to the lucrative U.S. markets. And as businesses face looming tariffs and potential export disruptions, stakeholders are pressing the government for urgent clarity and strategic plans to safeguard Ghana's trade future. And we have here with us this morning on Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM, Mr. Samson Awingobit Asaki, who is the Executive Secretary of Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Good morning, Mr. Asaki.
Good morning. Tell your producer to drop the link with me so that I can share with our platforms.
Okay, all right. We'll share with you shortly.
Yes, thank you. So nice to be here. I like your studio. You have both radio and TV site, right?
Yes, it's a 3-in-1 studio.
So it's good to be here. And you are not hiding, but you need to put your logos, your branding, so that everyone knows that this is where. It's because at a good location, driving here. But your guys, the direction, so you need to put some synergies to direct.
Very well. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and thank you for your time here on BBZ. So
thank you very much.
Before we even go into the conversation about what's happening with AGOA, I saw a press release from Importers and Exporters Association about the tragic situation that happened recently. I don't know what you want to say on that, but I think it was a good thing that the Importers Association and Exporters Association came in to give us a press release on it. What's your take on that?
Okay. Your name again?
I am Ajo.
Ajo, okay. Thank you very much, Ajo, for having me this morning. First and foremost, let me thank your management for extending your invitation to us to be here. I think this is the last time I speak to you via phone, and today is my first day of coming to your studios here. I'm a maritime person myself. I'm a maritime trained. I did my master's at the Ghanaian Maritime University. And these are maritime issues. The industry I find myself is maritime issues. And we know that, where I sit, I know that we have a very robust, a very strong institution like the Ghana Maritime Authority that is to see to it that to maritime regulations, maritime law enforcement, to make sure that whatever is happening in our sea is devoid of accident and casualties. They protect life at sea and other things. So it was sad to have heard that numbering about 15 of our Ghanaian brothers and sisters passed away on the boat disaster that occurred around the Ketekrachi area in the Oti region.
Right.
If you look at the reportage and what we are hearing from the news, it seems like the one who was operating the boat itself is not up to age, and two, they were not in protective vests, like the protective vests that you have to wear when you are going on board of a boat. So in case of casualty like this, you can be able to stay afloat for national rescue team to come and then rescue you. And if you look at the number of ages that we've lost, it's a great worrisome. So I want to use this opportunity to wish the bereaved family and the whole entire region and the whole Ghanaians for this tragic that has hit with us. Yeah. In the statement, that we've made numerous of something that has occurred in the Dambai area, another thing that was occurred around the Adan area, and we strongly believe that the Ghana Maritime Authority would have to wake up and then make sure that they take in charge of everywhere. Before even a boat leaves, they must have officers who have to inspect to know that is the boat worthy of sailing or it's not worthy. If not worthy, then they have to stop it to avoid the casualties. It doesn't signal well for international community. It doesn't signal well for a country like Ghana, who is on top of when it comes to maritime issues, that we sit down and allow such a thing to happen. And I'm happy that the Ghana Maritime Authority swiftly issued a statement and even constituted a team of investigators to investigate. We at Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana would clearly want to see this investigation to the latter, and then to make sure that those who were responsible to do what under the law and they could not do, or they left it unlooked for this thing tragedy to happen, should be brought to book and to deter others, so that when tomorrow they also send you there to be an inspector, you make sure that your eyes is on the sea. I mean, the sea is our fruit. The sea is a livelihood place that people goes there for fishing, for commercial activity. Remember, the President Mahama, one of his biggest promise is to get a brick along that corridor so that we can easily cut food cross for trade-wise to be easily between the northern part and the southern part of Ghana. So, and also within the territorial water, we also have what we call the inland water that we can trade on. We can use cruises vessels to come, and then we enjoy people tourism that can bring revenue to the country. And so if people think that our inland water is not safe, nobody will bring cruises vessels to this country. And so I am of the view that the Ghana Maritime Authority, which is the lead agent, will definitely come out with a good report, and then we can put up policies that would curtail some of these things or control it. If we cannot eliminate it wise. I mean, there are certain things that can be natural disaster, but just you cannot say natural disaster. I think it's out of negligence of somebody. And if it's true that it was a minor who was operating the vessel, the boat, I think the owner didn't do as good.
Well, I hope that the right measures are taken in place so such tragic situations do not repeat itself.
Absolutely.
So now let's look at what's next with exporters after the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, expiration. Has the expiration of AGOA affected Ghanaian exporters so far, particularly in the key sectors like cocoa, textiles, and shea butter?
Well, no one can tell me that AGOA expiration didn't or doesn't has any effect or implications on us. If someone says that, then that person is living in a different world. But where I sit as the Executive Secretary of Importers and Exporters Association, on the 30th of September, my office issued a statement. I'm sure you got that statement to alert the Ghana government, to alert our government that, look, when Donald Trump earlier introduced the 10% on us, we cried about it. Then he said, okay, I'm suspending it. Countries who want to negotiate with me come over, because at that time it was unilateral imposition. Then, of course, I was thinking that Ghana will not just go as Ghana as a country, but will go as African Union, AU, to negotiate. Because if you go in a bloc, you have so much powers, or advantage to negotiate. But if you want to go small countries, no, Ghana, I can tell you Ghana is like one state in America, and so, but why? But the good thing is that we have a good relationship with the American government. So I was thinking our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Trade, Minister of Finance would have rushed in there to meet with the president, as China and others ministers, top ministers or top government officials went to negotiate for their tariff. Unfortunately, I didn't know what actually happened. From the 10% that we were crying, then Donald Trump came back after his 3-month suspension, said, Charlie, I'm slapping 15% on Africa. Then Ghana is part of it. And so as we speak, on the 30th of September, this AGOA Act have come to an end. What it means is that if you are an SME exporter and you are taking shea butter, you are taking cocoa product or additives, you are taking jewelry, if you are taking cashew and the rest to that market, or textiles, garment to that market, you have to be made that 15% tariff to the government of America before your product can go out, can be cleared to their market. It's a cost, mind you, and this AGOA was established in 2000, and in 2000 the reason was to give African countries the opportunity for economic growth, and so it was for 10 years. Then it was renewed again in 2015, which originally came to expiration on the 30th of September 2025, and then I was expecting that at least with the relationship that we have, with the powerful message that the president delivered at UN 80th General Assembly, at least when the president was going, they knew that this negotiation with American government on this AGOA issue was there. And I was expecting that at least they should chip into the president's speech. Unfortunately, nothing was said about it until when the president was back in Ghana and was to swear in his ambassadors for the, for the second batch of ambassadors. That was where he made mention that in his speech, he made mention that the Ghana government is in talks with the American government. But the harm is here. I think that what I want to do at the government to know that because of the AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunity Act, it made that in 2000 made many companies coming from UK, US to establish at the free zones area. So you pick companies like Cocoa CPC, Cocoa Processing Companies, and other companies that are Carl something. I forgot the company name. They are in free zones there. They produce cocoa product and then they export. 70% of their produce is to go on export, and then 30% is consumed locally here. So they were exporting it to this American market because if you look at chunk of our export proceeds that came in 2023, 2024, actually came from the US market. And if at this point in time, and that was giving job creation, that was job, so this should be expanding now that we are talking about 24-hour economy, and everybody everywhere. If you go to the port, we are clearing at 24-hour economy. Every industries are running 24-hour economy. We should be expanding that to say we want to curtail because of you have to find ways to meet that 15%. 15% is in dollar, it's not in Ghana cedi, so it's a very huge something that is going to affect Ghanaian exporters. And on the 30th of September, when I was issuing my statement, I found out from FAGE, my colleagues from FAGE, Ghanaian Federation of Ghanaian Exporters, and they were also not aware. Government, there was no any clear-cut direction from government. Remember, I stated that government should come with clear communications to us to understand what is actually happening. Unfortunately, I have not heard till where I sit, except what the president said some few weeks ago. I can tell you that we are in a dilemma.
Okay. Talk about being in a dilemma. What immediate challenges are Ghanaian businesses facing with the removal of the duty-free access to the U.S. market?
You have to pay the tariff. If you cannot pay the tariff, then you have no business to export to them, that country.
So if you don't have the immediate financial support, it means that there's going to be a challenge.
So what is going to happen is that those who are able to pay, their product markup will have to go up, their price of the product. Even though one would say that, okay, American income is not like Ghanaian income. In America, the security will earn more than even someone who sits in the office, isn't it? The cleaner will earn more than the one who even sits the office manager. Or you are being paid for your output, okay? And equal work opportunities are there, yeah. So you cannot determine that, okay, this person income is low, this person income is high. What you can do is what they pay you according to what you are bringing. So never mind that, yes, American has taken off the tariff, their nationals or their citizens can still pick it even if you increase. But the point is, even if you increase, and the one who's going to buy from you and sell things that he will not make any profit, he won't even buy from you. And so it's going to increase the cost of our product in the U.S. market because we have to burn out that 15%. How will you bear that 15%? It has to be part of the final cost that you are going to give to. And if you cannot have the muscle to also pay, and then the one who is buying from you is also saying that I cannot pay that 15% to clear it, then of course you will be out of businesses.
Okay, if you just tune in, you're still on Business Breakfast on Z11.9 FM, and we're having a conversation about what's next for Ghana's exporters after the African Growth and Opportunity Act expiration. And we have here Mr. Solomon Asaki, who is giving us detailed information about
Samson
Asaki, who's giving us detailed information about the impact of the expiration on the Ghanaian market. So what are some of the risks if Ghana does not secure, Mr. Asaki, what are some of the risks if Ghana does not secure equivalent trade agreement or mitigation plans soon?
Well, what it means is that a lot of guys who are exporting, especially the SMEs, who export and bring the proceeds to Ghana, and the proceeds in the form of hard currency. That is making Bank of Ghana to also get the forex to trade for, especially people who want to go in import, or people who have invested in Ghana and they are paying them dividend and they have to send their dividend out. You cannot send your dividend out in cedis, you have to send it out in hard currency. Or of course, yes. So what it means is that it will also affect job creation, job employment. Some company will have to cut off productivity because if they cannot, if the demand of their product is no more there, because if the buyer think that paying 15%, you're going to increase the cost of the goods to me, I can no longer. I might look elsewhere, isn't it? Where their product is maybe the same quality but cheaper than what Ghana is selling. But the good thing is that they like Ghanaian product. But if the person cannot pay, or the one who's buying cannot pay to clear, that means that it truncates your businesses. So it may lead to so many job losses. It may lead to reduction of foreign forex presence in the country, because if we export, we bring in the proceeds to show up what Bank of Ghana bring in the form of loans through the central government, in the form of grants, and in the form of cocoa syndicated loans and other things. So what it means is that all of us is going to have the pain. They will feel it, because it will cause artificial shortages of forex, because Bank of Ghana also rely heavily, not just Bank of Ghana, the commercial bank also rely heavily on these export proceeds. So the object, the only option is we have to find a new market. And I'm told that the government said they have been able to talk to China, and Chinese are opening up their doors to us, even though we've been exporting to China. But now that we're having a challenge to go to U.S. market, they've given us 100%, 0% market entrance. So what it means that if you take a product to the Chinese market or to China, you will not be made to pay any tariff. So it's 0%. Okay. So we should look. But you see, the point is that is not a medium term. That is not a short to medium, but it's medium to long term. Okay. Because one, we have to do vigorous market exhibition. We have to do market shows, entrance with vigor. We have to do advertisement, stuff like that. Let the people understand the importance of our product. As we speak now, the president is in China now. He's in Beijing. The trade minister, I'm told, is there. I'm told the free zone bosses is there. I'm told the Ghana Export Promotion Authority bosses, they are all there to join with the government. When I read the stories, something fascinating I didn't see, and I think I want your station and your paper to carry it out adequately. The president, I've read the delegations that went with the president, and capriciously, business community was missing.
Sorry, business community
was missing.
Missing.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I didn't see any business community to be part of the delegation. I've read, if you go and look at the delegation that went with the president, it was silent. The newspaper that report or the reporter that report did not mention any business delegation that was with the president.
But if the minister
so what I'm talking about the private sector.
Okay.
I'm talking about people who would have been there, because at the end of the day, the president is going to make them to meet a business community in China, or Chinese businessmen and women. And now the people who will now meet them to do B2B, to discuss about networking, to discuss about businesses, our product as against their products. Okay,
right.
How can we collaborate? Yes, the government institution, i.e. the free zones, we're talking about the opportunities available in Ghanaian free zones area, enclaves, come and invest, where we'll give you tax incentives and other things. Maybe the Export Promotion Authority will talk about product in Ghana. Maybe GIPC will talk about investment opportunities. But hey, you also need, even port authorities should have been there to also talk about how robust our port system work. I'm sure I didn't see Ghana Surface Authority in it. I didn't see Import and Export Association in it. I didn't see where we would also talk about the opportunities about products in Ghana. I didn't see GUTA, or I didn't see Federation of Ghanaian Exporters in it. So when you go and meet, is the business now for the politicians? No. It should be the business people. We should go along with the business people. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the thing is about funding fund. But maybe you may reach out to us, and some of us can even pay for our own ticket to be part of the delegation. So what it means is that when the president is traveling, they should be able to send official letter to the various traders association. That's what I'm calling on. That look, president is going to travel to this country. Maybe the central budget, because they are trying to control fiscal policy, we cannot balloon. But if you can pay for yourself, please, you can bring a name or nominate somebody from your organization who want to be part of the delegation if the institution so we can pay. Then we can maybe each institution can raise to pay a ticket of maybe 1 or 2 person to be part of the delegation. Or maybe if the cost is 100,000, the institution may fund half of it, and the government fund half of it, and go along. Because at the end of the day, government is going to benefit. Because if you go there and strike a good deal, and you are getting a partner there to supply or to come and set up an organization here, we are going to benefit it, isn't it? So I think that this all the time, you see government will travel, president will travel, ministers will travel, and you left the business community sitting somewhere, and then you will now go and come and call the business community to tell us, what about if we are there? If we are there, we will be able to tell them what we can do, our capacity as compared to their capacity, our expertise as compared to their expertise, and how we can strike a deal.
Okay, so are you saying that won't it be enough? That is, if they are not doing that, where they would rather call on the business community, get to understand their challenges and the opportunities that is available. Then when they're going out to these
absolutely, that's what I'm disagreeing, because
but you, in your opinion,
who can play the music and dance more than the musician himself? So
you, in your opinion, say that they should go out with the business community.
Those who, if you look at it, the interact of the president, the Free Zone Authority, the Exporters and Exporters Promotion Authority, the GIPC, and the rest that went, are being paid by taxpayers' money. Where do you get a tax from? You get a tax from the stakeholders, from the business community. And I'm not saying that going with government officials is bad. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying the government officers cannot go and sell Ghana. That's not what I'm saying. But the people who can sell Ghana more are the people who send the products. Are the people who are doing the real businesses. And I'm saying, government present, if he's traveling, he should not get traveled with all the technocrats. They are technocrats. But when it comes to reality, it's the business community. And I'm saying we have various associations in the country. They should get right to us. What prevents from the president asking his executive secretary to say, look, identify trade associations, write to them. We want to go with them. But our budget cannot fund full air ticket in and out and hotel. Maybe government can fund hotel, but they can find their ticket. Maybe the government will find the ticket, they can find the hotel, and they are in and out for conference and other things. We should find a way so that, because unless the person who reported was silent on the private sector that was part of the president delegation. But I think to go to a place like China, where we know that as it stands now, AGOA is gone. And people, Ghanaian, are struggling to send their product there, and they have to pay this 15%. Yet, even though government says that we are negotiating with the American government, we sat down, we allowed the AGOA expiration date to come and pass, and we are not saying we are negotiating. I don't want to say that government did not show any serious commitment to it. That's not what I want to say. But if you look at it, you will say the government doesn't show any serious commitment to it. Because they wouldn't have sit down till the whole thing expired, and you are not come to tell us that you are in talks with the government, American government. Well, the other aspect I'm trying to say is that traveling on a delegation like this to China, when you know that at this juncture, at this point in time, we need to push more of Ghanaian product to penetrate in the Chinese market. And the president is going there with delegations, and the private sector is not in there. Unless someone texts this one to say, "Look, there's private sector. These are the names of the private sector."
Okay. Now,
let me state that private sector is not only Chamber of Commerce. Private sector is not only AGI. Private sector, we have FH, we have import and exporters, we have GUTA, we have TAG, we have AGI, we have Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Always they will sit on site and take AGI and think that AGI go. No, they don't represent every other of us.
Okay, now let's look at the African Continental Free Trade area. So could AFTA serve as an alternative market to offset losses from AGOA's expiration?
Well, it's another opportunity area, but you see, I said to people that look, I am not against after, but hey, how serious are we? Even when you are moving African country to African country, there's a challenge. Human beings movement is a challenge, but in Africa, we should have free movement of human persons and goods, isn't it? Other countries have signed, and when they get to their country, they've not given the instrument to their customs to implement it. So that could have been a huge market, but we ourselves are obstacles to ourselves. Okay, as one of the biggest major obstacles I have been advocating is that we are developing to treat among ourselves. I think over 1.2 million people, over 3 point something billion dollars. Is that not it? Yet, tell me, if I'm taking goods here to Kenya, if I'm taking goods here to Rwanda, if I'm taking goods here to Egypt and others, if I'm taking goods here to South Africa, do we have a clear coastal line that a ship can take the cargo from here straight? No, it has to go back to the canal before it can now come back. It has to go back to Europe before it can now come back. That becomes a cost to the business community. So there are so many things that we have to, and above all, I'm saying that even some African countries, there are certain products, if you take it from Ghana here to Nigeria, they won't allow you to enter their market. They will never allow you to enter their market. That is why most of the times, even when I see good people crying, I say, yes, that's true. Because Nigerian man will go to Turkey and others, take electrical cables and others, bring it to Nigeria, and then now bringing them in bags, small bags, to Ghana, and come and compete. Meanwhile, someone has imported through Turkey to Temaport, a kind of duty that he has to pay, and then bring it, and you are competing with it. So you should say, okay, if we are saying that bring product that is made in Nigeria, that one you can come as an African. But if you bring third party country, you went to some country, China imported to Nigeria, and now pulling it in bags, in loaf, in these Mayi bags to Ghana, must go back to Ghana. Then you are cheating us. Then you must, if you want to do such a trade, come to our port, pay the rightful duties. Or you are not allowed to do retail. You are supposed to be somewhere at Dawa area where that park is. Stay there, and then Ghanaian will come to buy and come and do retail. This is what I was expecting government of the day to do. So we have after here, we have African Continental Free Trade here, which should have been a good, I call it game changer for us. But unfortunately, because of the kind of things that I'm raising here, doesn't really permit us to trade so much. As to speak, if you ask me, since the inception of Africa Continental Free Trade Area here in Ghana, how much can we say this is the quantum of proceed Ghanaian business SMEs and exporters have been able to export Ghanaian product and brought in this quantum amount of money back and after trade and after. I cannot give you any statisticals.
Okay, but I mean, if there's going to be an increase in tariffs, it's also good to also identify the opportunity that AFTA is going to provide for us. However, how can Ghanaian exporters diversify their markets or products to remain competitive in the face of rising tariffs?
One is you have to do proper branding. You have to do proper packaging. You have to make sure that quality. You have to make sure that your pricing doesn't deter people to run away, to shy away from you. We have to look for new emerging markets. In fact, we need to look beyond even China and other Asian countries that we can do market penetration.
Okay. And then looking ahead, what long-term trade policy reforms are critical for Ghana to avoid similar shocks in the future?
Well, Ghana knew that AGOA was going to end 30th September, so we should have planned long ago. We should have done that negotiation long ago. So we should be proactive in the near future than being, what word should I use? Proactive than being what? Inactive, right? Or what word should I use?
Yeah, that's fine.
You are English woman, so me I speak business language. So and of course we need to engage more. We need, as a country, we need to engage with our trading partners. Ghana is not in an island, and we cannot also be in our orbit. We have to expand our tentacles. We have to open up, and people must also open up to us. We need to trade. And then our game changer is the African Continental Free Trade. But there's the kind of challenges, obstacles that I've just enumerated this morning. One, we do not have African Union airline or cargo plane that can carry cargo, that is perishable cargo, that within the next few 48 hours or 24 hours it will spoil. So unlike Blue Skies, every morning they lift their product to the US market or to the UK market. It's not like that. We don't have it like that among African countries. We do not have a vessel. So instead of to be grooming entrepreneurs, we use politics to destroy entrepreneurs, especially in a country that I find myself. We are here in Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian. And I do see how anytime there's change of power, except only President Mama. Since President Mama has come, we do not see any businessman saying that they are targeting my business or their customers is harassing me or GR is harassing me. It's like, yes, President Mama said, no, everybody is Ghanaian. Let's work. Let's Ghana first. And I expect that anybody who will come after Mama should say Ghana first and don't use politics, because we need my friend, Kwame Despite. I saw him driving some big black car, like a tractor. And I'm sorry if they tell the cost of that car. So when I saw it, I thought it was Black Maria. I thought it was driving Black Maria. But you see, those people, the Ghana should let them understand, the government of Ghana should let them understand that, look, those your resources, can you channel, let's buy a vessel that will carry cargo here to Africa. That will even bring us more forex, more dollar.
So you mean
let's buy a vessel. Let's come together. Some of the despite people, the Kennedy Japan, the Ibrahim Mama, come together, $200 million or so, or $500 million. You can buy a vessel that, if there's a big vessel at MPS, Tema Port, that has to take empty container from Takoradi Port, your vessel will go there and bring the empty containers. If that big vessel that bed at Tema Port, because if you go to Takoradi Port, it cannot. Look at the length of it, the huge magnitude of it, no. But it has contained, let's say, 500 containers. It has to go to Takoradi Port. Your vessel will take it and go. We have a law, we call it cabotage law. It's there. If that vessel, the vessel that comes in Tema Port cannot go to Nigerian port, cannot go to Africa's port, because of the bigness and the length of it, it can only come to Ghana port, or it cannot go to Benin port. They will say Ghanaian entrepreneur has their own vessel. So those boxes, those containers that's supposed to be sent, should not be another foreign vessel taking it there. Should not be another foreign vessel taken to Africa. But that job must be given to indigenous. We call it shipping agency. We have a challenge in this country. So all these business people that have income, that you think that building houses, buying luxurious cars upon cars, we put it to use. You will not see any white man. Okay, you go and see Mo Ibrahim and others. You will see them driving in those kind of things. They want to put it to where it will expand. It will generate more income revenue. It will expand your investment portfolio. And I think that in the maritime, what I see, I don't blame our Ghanaian entrepreneurs so much, because our fathers in his blessed memory, people like Azuma Banda and others who went to the maritime trade earlier, did not open up for people who are into business understand the benefit. Look, many containers. This since the expansion of the MPS, many bigger vessels have called into our ports here that are carrying containers that's supposed to go to Benin, that's supposed to go to Africa, that's supposed to go to Nigeria, because the ship cannot go there. It can only come to Ghana. And now shipping line like Max Line, like Grimaldi, like Pierre, every time they see such a bigger vessel coming, they consolidate their containers. So if Max Line has 200 containers, Grimaldi has 500 containers, PIL has 600 containers, and that bigger vessel is available, instead of each to allow their vessel to come, burn crude oil and other things, they consolidated it, they put it to that big, huge vessel to bring it at once. So we now need a smaller vessel to say these 1,000 containers are supposed to go to Benin. So the Ghanaian vessel is here. It's within our law. Once you bet in our soil, no foreign vessel can take those containers except that Ghanaian vessel. You see how, and that was going to be huge dollars. We will have huge dollars into our market here, into Ghana, our shell here, and Bank of Ghana and others say, importer will not be going to bank and say, I kept my money and it's taking me days, weeks before they can get me forests. These are forests because that bigger vessel have taken that boxes, knowing that the destination is Ivory Coast, the destination is Nigeria, the destination is Benin, but because, or Togo, but because the length of and the height of that vessel they don't have that capacity facility to receive it. It gets here, you have to remit the same dollar because it's taking it dollars. You have to remit that dollars to you who's now taking it to the final destination. That would have been a lot of good money sitting here in this country. Right. But we are here. We have the we create the opportunities and we allow ourselves for the whys to come again. Look, if a bigger vessel bet at Tema Port and it's going to send 200 containers to Takoradi Airport, it is the same MSC, Grimaldi, these foreign companies, they take it. If they send those containers to Benin, Ivory Coast, it is the same foreign companies that will come and take the containers and go. And I even said that we don't even need to have the money to buy a fiscal vessel. Just the president, and I want the Finder newspaper to capture this. The president should give a fiat through his Minister of Transport to say, look, anytime there are bigger vessels that come to Ghana Port, Tema Port, and whether it's taking containers to Benin, it's taking some containers are supposed to go destined to Togo or Nigeria or to Takoradi Port, they should give that contract to a Ghanaian. Now, when the shipping line know that, hey, this contract is given to Asake, what it means that the vessel that is coming has maybe 500 containers to go to Takoradi Port or Benin or Togo or Ivory Coast, but the contract is given to Asake. The same Grimaldi people will come to me and say, okay, our vessel is there, we'll take it in your name. Remit us this amount. So I will take the money and pay them. Just the president gets, they should just give a fiat. They know, the shipping lines know. The law is there. We call it cabotage law. It's there. That they cannot, foreign vessels cannot perform that activities here. This could have been another source of revenue, source of foreign currency to be sitting in our country here. But what do? We allow it. The bigger vessels bet at MPS, then the mother will then go and bring their small vessel, take this container to Ivory Coast and take our money. Take it to Benin and take our money. Take it to Togo and take our money. Go to Takoradi and bring empty container to load that vessel and take our money. Which should have been we. So I said, so why do you pass the cabotage law? Why? We also support to bring cruising vessels. Cruising vessels. Vessels that are, you see, have you seen cruising vessels before? It's a passenger vessel on its own. People, look, going to Takoradi, we normally talk of traffic and everything. You just go and pick cruising vessel at the port. Then you enjoy life. Then you get to Takoradi freely. You want to go to the whole area, Kita area, you go freely. We want to go to the northern part, okay, through the Volta Lake. You go freely. You will enjoy and come. Tourism. We would have generated a lot of income to be in foreigners, to be in Ghana here.
Right.
So it's time. So I want President Mama, with your 24 economics, I have realized that nobody has told the president in this. I want the government, especially the kind of goal. You see, the galamsey they are doing will make more millions of dollars easy without spoiling anything, without polluting our waters. In this country, if the president tomorrow give veto that look, anytime there's huge, bigger vessel that bet into MPS Terminal 3 and have containers that are supposed to destined to Togo, Nigerian, Ivory Coast, or to go to Takoradi, or to pick empty containers from Takoradi to Tema Port to load that vessel, I want that contract. Director General of Ghana Port and Harbor Authority, Director General of Ghana Maritime Authority, the Chief Executive of Shippers Authority, make sure that these contracts are given solely to Ghanaians. Any shipping line that have a smaller vessel, you can contact such a person, and he will now give you he will now sublet to you that, okay, these containers, I have the contract, take it to Takoradi for me. The shipping line, the principal who brought it will pay to me, and I will now also pay to you. And I will leave the chunk of the money. It will stay in Ghana here. It will stay here to build our economy. It will stay here to cushion our city from depreciating. That is the kind of, if President is able to do this for us, I'll stand up to salute President John Dramani Mahama. If he's able to do this, the shipping line, the principal, they know. They know that this money that they are making, it is not their money. They know. If you go to Nigeria, no shipping line calls there, I'm a shipping line. They are representing their principals. Shipping agency should be surely Ghanaian. Surely Ghanaian. And I want President to also give directive that if you are not a Ghanaian, you can't enter our port there to clear cargo. The shipping, last time, I fight, gift, and queue back. I said, you sit there, give free Ghana Institute of Free Forwarders. You sit there, and these Chinese people, Lebanese people, come to your office, your association. Then you send a letter to them. Then they take to custom, and custom licensed them. And they are now competing with you. And no, if you look at the number of people who bring more content to this country, are Lebanese, are Chinese, are Indians. And now, there are people now, registered companies here, enter our port, clearing for them. And Ghanaian clearing agents, those who are with you, as your membership, will go to the harbor and be sitting under trees like this. Till the evening come, then they will return, no job. Meanwhile, you see Lebanese agent clearing so many containers. Chinese agent clearing so many containers. Indian clearing so many containers in our port here. Why for? Because these are jobs surely for indigenous. If you go to Togo here, you can be the best agent in Ghana. If you go to Togo, you can enter their port to clear. Ask our market women at Makola and Okansi, if they go to Nigeria, do they go to the market direct to buy goods? You will get the middle person. So that's that person deliberate cocoa. But in this country, anybody come here, then we ourselves will open it. Just on a silver platter like that. Just on a silver platter. They call themselves ship owners. And I said, there's no ship owner in this country. They are principal. They are representing their principal. And any ship owner that is coming to Ghana, that allows his vessel to come to Ghana, know the kind of costs, be it Ghana Port and Harbour Authority dues or fees and charges that they will pay. They know. Terminal operators, they know. The stevedoring work, they know. Shore handling work, they know. It's part of the freight that we pay. Yet, they will sit here and charge what we call local handling charges. From where? I paid the transport that take this my mobile phone to Kumasi. I paid for it. When the courier take it to Kumasi and you are coming to collect it, you need not to pay even a damn because I've already paid. Unless I did not pay, then when they get to you, then you will now pay and take. And I will make it known that when the phone gets to you, you will have to pay 20 series to the courier company and take it. Yet in Ghana, he will pay freight. Freight is transport. Fair. Then it gets here and somebody sits somewhere and writes some small brochure and said, local handling fee, release charges. If you see some of the things that importers pay in this country to shipping line, if you see the millions of dollars that shipping line take, then they will not, again, they have another term called demurrage. Because when the vessel arrives in Ghana, you have 7 free days to clear. If you don't clear within that 7 free days, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th day, some of these people are charging you $200 a day, $150 a day, $70 a day. You have to convert it to the city equivalent. And some of them, they have their own rate. That was how we were fighting them at the Bank of Ghana. So, Ajo, if you want to talk about harbor issues, it's huge. But as I said, as my time is running, I'm sure your listeners may want to call 1 or 2 or phone, ask questions. I'll give you like some 2-3 minutes, then we'll go. But my call to the president this morning, and I wanted to have it on the final newspaper, that one, Mr. President, make a pronouncement that no foreign vessel can take container from our port to Takoradi, whether empty or goods in it. That contract should be given to a Ghanaian. No, if there's a bigger vessel that is called in our port and discharge containers that are supposed to go to Benin, Togo, Ivory Coast, that job should be performed by the Ghanaian agent. Okay, and not a foreign vessel taking those containers there. If it will be a foreign vessel, the contract should be in the name of Ghanaian, and the Ghanaian then subcontract them to carry for you because I don't have a vessel. So in shipping, I don't need to have a vessel to be a shipping agent. I will just go to, if they give me the contract that there's 1,000 containers sitting at MPS, they are supposed to go to Togo port or Ivory Coast port or Benin Port, I'll just call invoice for Maxline, Grimaldi, MSC. I say, okay, I have these containers. I want to see your invoice. How much are you going to charge me? Then, okay, the one that is good, I approve. Okay, take it there. Then the main vessel company that brought it will pay me. Then I'll pay them what. That's all. And the money will remain here. This is it. This is it. I want the president to direct that from today. He does not want to see any Chinese, any Indian, any Lebanese enter our port to clear. He should ask custom to revoke all those people licenses. And those jobs will be given to Ghanaians. If you are not a Ghanaian, you can. And if you are a Ghanaian and you go and use your certificate of competency from custom to aid, to abet with any foreign company, you should be prosecuted. You should be prosecuted. Because if you go to these people, they will still ask that, they will tell, oh, but it's Ghanaians, they are working with Ghanaian certificate they are using. Some of these people, some of these agents, they take their certificate to these foreign companies, and you know how much they give to them? It's an eyesore. Every month they give them like 2,000 or 3,000 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, they are making millions of Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, they have taken jobs that Ghanaians should be clearing for. If you come here to do business, you are here to do business. You are not here to be an agent. Certain jobs are for Ghanaians, indigenous. You cannot sell Ghana like that. We are selling Ghana too much. We are selling Ghana too much. We make Ghana so cheap. Anybody wake up, come to Ghana, and become a big man. On behalf of leaders, we say we are very sorry. And this is Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. It's been a very interesting conversation about what's next for Ghana's exports after AGOA expiration. And a lot, Mr. Asaki had a lot, Mr. Samson Asaki had a lot to say about some of the challenges and risk that the system is going to, have, and the impact it's going to have on exporters as well as importers if there is no change as soon as possible. Now, right here, it's 9:45 a.m. and unfortunately we have to bring the show to an end. And to our cherished listeners, we say thank you so much for your time. And if you have any comments, you can still share with us, and then we'll take it from here. A lot has been shared. A lot has been said, and I know that if we should open it up again for even an hour, Mr. Asaki will definitely has a lot. No, unfortunately, our time is up and we have to end the show. Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Asaki, for joining us this morning. Okay, all right. It's 8:46 a.m. right here on Business Breakfast on Z. A lot of organizations are embarking on projects that need to be amplified. Such projects are the RISA